Hey everyone, Scott here with another Fusion World Replay video for you. And today I've got a game that is really fresh in my mind. Normally with these replays I go back a day or two later to actually commentate them. This one is literally the last game I played. I finished it maybe like 5-6 minutes ago, but I thought this was really emblematic of the way the kind of green mirror matches can go. I mean, it's not a true mirror match, we're playing Broly, they're playing Gohan, but green versus green. This is how I find that a lot of the games turn out. It's a really kind of extreme example of it, where we're just hitting each other with haymakers back and forth for a couple of turns. So I thought this would be a good one for me to do a replay of. In terms of an opening hand here, it's pretty decent. I mean, we do have a bit of ramp in the Vegeta here, but I really do want to find that destructive strength if I can. So I end up shipping this back. You can see our opponent held onto their hand. One thing I will say about my opponent's deck list, I did have a quick look at it before jumping in for the replay. They're running a lot of 0 combo power cards. They're running like 4 of the double strike androids, 4 of the Brolys, 2 of the secret rares, and I think it was like 3 of the Big Bang attacks. So yeah. At certain points here, I haven't even watched this replay back normally because I'm going back to them a few days afterwards. I do watch the replay through once just to get a sense of what actually happened, remind myself, but I'm not going to do that in this case because I literally just finished the game. But that is to say, I'm not quite sure. There was a few points where they did have a lot of cards in hand, and they didn't seem to have a lot of combo power from what I could tell, so it'll be interesting to see if that actually does turn out to be the case now that I can see what's in their hand. These early turns are pretty standard so far, just playing a lot of the 1-drops just to kind of cycle through the deck. We did end up getting lucky and getting a destructive strength for turn 3, so go ahead, turn the energy market into a real energy. Look at our opponent's hand, they don't have a ton of ramp in there. In fact, I think, yeah, they're not going to be able to ramp unless we KO their Trunks here, the blocker one. They also did use this blocker Trunks in kind of a weird way. They're blocking on attacks where it's not going to get killed, so we'll see that in the upcoming turns. They just keep blocking our leader attack for whatever reason. I go ahead and charge the Big Bang attack because I'm not expecting to get a lot of use of it, and this is what I was saying about them blocking kind of strangely. I would have thought they want to get down to where they can awaken. I mean, maybe against some other colors, blocking with this guy just to kind of delay the game so you take less damage, you know, so you have more chance to like ramp is maybe a strategy, but against another green deck that is also looking to ramp, I don't know that getting yourself to where you can't awaken. I mean, having the 20k leader you can attack with each turn and draw a card seems pretty useful to me. They also did go ahead and charge one of the Vegetas here, which I thought was a bit weird for them to do that turn 4, but as you can see here, they did draw another one. But they decided not to use it, which is interesting because we ramped twice and they haven't ramped even once yet. They do go ahead and play the 18 and then hold it back so that we can't awaken this turn. They could have gone in with the Trunks in the 18 to force our awakening, but again, they're blocking with this Trunks here, but I'm not going to combo up to kill it to give them the ramp. The only kind of thing that maybe I could have thought about here that I didn't end up doing is using the Vegeta skill to clear the Android 18. If they, well, basically we're going to see what they end up doing to get to 6 energy next turn, but I thought, well, there's no reason I couldn't have played the Goku and use the Vegeta skill. They're not, you know, mutually exclusive. We go ahead and we get our second Broly here. I tell you, actually, part of the reason I was maybe holding back on KOing the Android 18 with the Vegeta skill is because I'm pretty sure I'm going to use the secret rare next turn. I was expecting a Broly to hit the board. Not a Broly, a 5-cost Goku, I was thinking about I was thinking about the card that was gonna come off the life. We end up charging when the 8-cost Broly's. I wanted to make a point of bringing your attention to that, because in this green matchup it can come down to a lot of just you Broly, then I Broly, then you Broly, then I Broly, and this game's a pretty good example of that, so to lose one into the energy is not ideal. But just to finish up what I was saying before about the Vegeta skill, basically I didn't want to discard a card to KO this if I'm going to clear that whole board next turn with the secret rare, which also makes me discard a card, so it would have prevented them from drawing a card off of the attack here, and it also would have meant we could have, you know, not had to combo one of our guys off the board to get out of the attack. So that may have been worth it in the long run. But what's done is done. So I go ahead and charge the Paragus. It's not super useful. At this point, it's not big enough to attack into my opponent's leader, and I'm not planning on adding any more life to my hand. So go ahead and we clear the opponent's side of the board. The annoying thing about that is they get the energy off of the trunks. There's really no way around us being able to do that. So it does mean next turn they're up to 8 energy, so I'm not expecting that I'm going to get to actually attack them with this secret rare. We go ahead, we can actually pretty freely use our leader skill to draw a card without losing the energy, since our Goku survived the turn, so it's pretty good for us here. I'm going to go ahead and try and force them down as low as I can right now. I just want to kind of use the fact that I've got a few cards on board that I can attack with. Maybe attacking here with Goku is a bit of a mistake, because if I'd thought it through, if they play a Broly now, they can KO my secret rare with the skill and then attack into the 5-cost Goku, which I'm pretty sure is what they end up doing. Whereas if I kept this in active mode, then they have the decision of which one to KO. Do they want to prevent me from getting the ongoing kind of benefits of the Goku, or are they going to get rid of the 50k attacker that probably would have got rid of the Goku, not Goku, Gohan. I always think it's a Goku because Goku's on there as well, but yeah, he's a lot bigger on this card than he is on this card, which somehow is the Goku, but anyway. Go ahead and play. This is a card that I literally added to the deck today. I took out 2 copies of the Android 18 that I had been running. I just never found myself using it. Whereas this Goku, it's a 25k attack of 2 that can actually go into my opponent's leader, unlike the 2-cost Trunks, which I think my opponent's running, but they haven't seen any so far. But yeah, the Trunks 25k attacker that can only attack, or can't attack your opponent's leader, so it can only really attack into back cards. But this guy is a bit harder to defend than that Trunks, because it's only 25k during your turn, and they took that hit there. And this is what I was saying before about them not having like a ton of combo power in their deck. They've got a lot of extra cards here. They've got a card like Instant Kamehameha, but they obviously don't want to go down on energy this early on. They do have a couple of secret rare, not secret rares, couple of super combos, so they could have got out of that hit. So I don't know. I mean, against a deck like this, you never want to take it for granted that you can get out of the big hits. Like maybe he's thinking he'll save these for when I play my 8-cost Broly, or if I play the Android Double Striker or something, but I think you need to get out of the hits when you can. Oh, here we go. This is the Trunks I was talking about. They did end up drawing one this turn, and see here, they go ahead and they drop the 8-cost Broly. It gets them into another one of their 8-cost Brolys, so they've seen, what is it, 3 of theirs, and we've seen 2 of ours, and 1's gone into the energy, so they're going to go ahead here and try to clear the Goku. I decide to save it with the other 2 Gokus on the board. I mean, it's a 25k attacker into their leader, so it actually ends up drawing an attack away from my leader. So now it's pretty clear that we can Broly their Broly, and the thing that's different between kind of me or my opponent at this point is the fact that we've kind of ramped so much means that we can still use our leader skill every turn where they're in a position where, I mean, technically they can use it each turn, and they will use it defensively each turn, I believe, but it means that literally their whole entire turn is just play the 8 cost Broly, whereas since we're sitting up here on 10 energy, we can play an 8 cost Broly, and then we have 2 more energy to use for other cards from our hand, like the 1 cost Searchers or Gigantic Meteors, things like that. So the fact that we did get to kind of get those 2 ramps early on with the Vegeta and the Goku, that's really going to make a world of difference over these next few turns, where it's just me and my opponent kind of Brolying each other back and forth. So we go ahead, we use our leader skill, attack in with the Vegeta and the leader first, just to kind of get cards out of their hand. We kind of have to play the Broly first each time before attacking with our leader if we want to get the boost on our leader to attack with it. And then, like I was saying before, our opponent does use the leader skill against our leader swing, and I go ahead, I use a Moa here because it lets me search top 5, either Asparagus, or really the only card I would grab would be Gigantic Meteor over Asparagus. I'm just looking for more combo power at this point. They do go ahead and get out of 1 Broly attack. I go ahead, I combo on the second one, just to make it 50k, make it a bit harder for them to get out of. The fact that they're only sitting on 8 life, I keep doing that in all the videos. I say life when I mean energy, or I say energy when I mean life. The fact they're only sitting on 8 energy during their turns means we don't have to worry about anything like Gigantic Meteor from them. So our Brolys can get the hit on our opponent most of the time in these coming turns. They having to use other cards from their hand. They go ahead, they put the first attack into our leader. I'm going to go ahead and get out of it. If I take this hit and then they hit me with the Broly again, they could go all in on their leader swing then. So I just need to get out of this hit while I can. They haven't comboed up to where 1 Gigantic Meteor is not enough, so I'll just use it now. And I know I'm only facing down 2 more attacks this turn, so it's I'm pretty safe to know that I'm not going to die this turn, basically, is the important thing. They go ahead, they try and clear my Vegeta. I'm not going to let it go for free. I mean, this is potentially, you know, a lethal attack each turn, depending on if I can get them down to 1 energy at some point over the next few turns. They go ahead, they put the second one into my leader, second Broly swing, rather than clearing my Vegeta here. I could have got out of that one, I believe, with a super combo, and well, yeah, super combo would have taken me 45, so super combo and the 1 cost would have been enough, or the Goku there, the 5 cost Goku. Decided to take that hit since it's pretty clear we're not going to die this turn. So I felt a bit safe going down to 2 energy. Going down to 2 life. I kind of wasn't necessarily anticipating them to have had the 3rd Broly at this point. They have drawn a lot of cards, and they do have a pretty big hand. But even in the games where you do get through the deck quite quickly, you don't necessarily expect your opponent to have seen so many of these Brolys with 13 cards left in the deck, 2 life. That's like 15 cards they haven't seen yet, potentially. They used a few of the Gohans early on, so if they had seen a Broly in the top 3, that would go to the bottom of the deck, where you pretty much not going to see it in this game. But turns out our opponent does have the other Broly here in hand. Go ahead, attack with the Vegeta first, just to see what our opponent does. We get pretty lucky in that we see our last copy of Broly. And we can use our leader skill. It's a bit annoying that we don't still have that Goku on board, so we are losing the energy we charge each turn, but still, it's like I was saying before, it leaves us with 2 energy we can use each turn. Basically, couldn't do a repeat of last turn. I'm going to play them all out, except this time we get a Paragus. I did see a gigantic meteor in the top 5, but I thought since I wouldn't have the energy to use both to defend myself next turn, I'll go ahead and use the Paragus that I can definitely combo with and save the 1 energy up for gigantic meteor. Since they got out of the first Broly attack, it meant I knew that the second one wasn't going in for lethal, so there's no point me kind of comboing onto that one or using gigantic meteor, because it's not going to KO them. And this is what I was saying before about them having a lot of cards with no combo power. I mean, you look, they got, what is that, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 cards in hand, and they have, what is that, 5, 10 combo power. I mean, technically they have 2 of these instant Kamehamehas, but they just aren't using those because it's going to put them down so far on energy. I mean, potentially, if it's going to be a point where we're going for game, then yeah, they would use these. So I guess they do technically have, what's that, 40k combo power in hand, but yeah, they've just got a lot of cards that 0 combo power, all these androids. Yeah, it's no good for them. But with the gigantic meteor, I know I'm pretty safe to get out of 1 Broly attack. This is an interesting, the fact that they have all these 0 combo power cards means it's really hard for them to combo offensively on the Broly attack. So it just makes it really easy for me to get out of it. I'm going to do it again on the first Broly attack. I'll get out of it while I can, rather than going down to 1 life and hoping that they don't go all in on the Broly swing. Again, they attack in on the Vegeta, but I'm not going to let that get KO'd just for free off their leader swing, basically. And then they go ahead, since they know they can't KO me this turn, they'll go ahead and clear the Vegeta. It's 1 less attack they kind of have to face next turn. But unfortunately for them, we did get the Broly, and the fact that this is swinging in for 45k each time, and we can pretty freely combo on each of its swings as well. They go ahead and they concede the game. They know they're not going to be able to survive all of this. I mean, they got 2 instant Kamehamehas, 15, so that's 15 from the cards with combo power. The 2 instant Kamehamehas, that'd be 45, and the leader skill, so they can get up to 15, 15, 15, 15, that'd be 60k, start at 20, so they could get up to 80k. So yeah, we could pretty easily out combo them just looking at what we have in our hand. And then we also have the 30k on the leader swing, so depending on how we kind of spaced out our attacks and where we comboed here or there, we might have yeah, we pretty much had that game won at this point. So yeah, that's it for this replay video. Go ahead and let me know what you thought in the comment section down below. You can also like and subscribe to the channel. That doing both of those really helps me out. And be sure to check back on the channel for more of these replay videos.